Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is SYAZIYAH binti Muhammad. My friends and I will present the article review of RDA Perception Among Malaysian Catholic, which is written by Luciana Mansur and Emilia Ramzan. So basically we will complete this assignment 2 for the subject IML 651 and we choose this article to review. We are from IM 2446A from UiTM Negeri Sembilan Campus Rembang. So with me, I have Athirah binti ZULKIFLI and INTAN binti Muhammad, which is myself, Norshariza Athirah binti Saharibudin, IZZATI NADRAH binti JAIMAN, and NURLINA AFIFAH binti IZANIZAM. As mentioned before, our title of the article is RDA Perception Among Malaysian Catholic, which is consists 13 pages and published on 2014. Basically, we found this article from MOHAMMAD Insight and we choose because we think that this article is very suitable for us to review. So first of all, this is the full bibliography citation for this article, which is we choose the 7th edition of APA style to make the citation of this article. The article genre of this article is library review. Okay, this is the author's information, which is the first author name is Luciana Mansur, which is an associate professor in the Department of Library and Information Science, International Islamic University Malaysia. Her research interests includes bibliography control and information-seeking behavior. Luciana Mansur is the corresponding author, and now she is a lecturer in the Department of Library and Information Science in the Faculty of Information Communication Technology (IIM), with the experience over 15 years as a lecturer in the field of information management. She obtained a doctorate from the University of Pittsburgh, US, and a master from the International Islamic University. This is the achievement, which is one of the Best Researcher Award on 2004, and also she has been listed as a notable library and information scientist educator by Marquis Moores. Okay, for the next author, which is the second author of this article, is Emilia Ramzan, which is, we only found that she is a master student in the Department of Library and Information Science, International Islamic University Malaysia at that time. Okay, next, I will explain the brief overview of the topic, which is Resource Description and Access, known as RDA, is the new bibliographic content standard that is replacing Anglo-American Cataloging Rules 2nd edition, known as AACR2, and is designed for the network digital environment. RDA components will enable library catalog users to find, identify, select, and obtain resources according to their information needs. As in other countries, catalog in Malaysia may also face problems when implementing the new RDA. The research findings in this article are useful in designing RDA training for the catalog. The author conducts the study and found that the respondents admitted the deficiency of their basic understanding of RDA, besides being able to identify the needs and priorities of the catalog for RDA training. So, there are two conceptual models that set the foundation of RDA, which is one of its functional requirements for bibliographic record (FRBR) and functional requirements for authority data (FRAD). Okay, next, this is the thesis statement for this article, which is this thesis statement is not included in this article. So we took the initiative to create it. So our thesis statement for this article is lack of awareness about resource description and access, RDA, needs and preferences for RDA training. RDA is a new cataloging rule that replaces AACR2. Nation catalogers' awareness, habit and understanding of the new bibliographic content standard, namely Resource Description and Access RDA, were investigated. Most of the cataloger favor learning more about RDA complex topics, which include FRBR, functional requirements for the authority data, and international cataloging principles. So that's all from me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Norshariza NADRAH binti JAIMAN. Next, what is the objective or purpose of this study? After 30 years of use, RDA take the place of AACR2 with some significant adjustments. Catalogers will need to operationalize these changes using new ideas and terminology based on a new mental model, the FRBR Object-Oriented Entity Relationship Data Model. The change will undoubtedly have an impact on catalogers' practices, as in other nations, Malaysian catalogers also may run into issues when putting the new RDA into practice. Thus, the study's objective include determining Malaysian catalogers' awareness, familiarity, and grasp of RDA as well as their requirements and preferences for RDA training. Now, let's go to the methodology of this article. This article used the survey methodology. Data from respondents was gathered via questionnaires. Higher education catalogers from the Malaysian Klang Valley region participated in the study. The respondents were found using a purposive sampling technique. Targeting people who are exceptionally informed about the topic under inquiry may be done using a purposeful sampling technique. Assumed to have expertise of cataloging and to be impacted by the implementation of RDA, catalogers were chosen as the respondents in this poll. In April 2012, these survey's participants were asked to be 128 catalogers from 51 institutes of higher learning. 43 responses were received by the end of the survey period. Only 41 responses, however, were useful for analysis and 2 responses were disregarded because the data was insufficient. After getting the necessary consent from the respondents, the questionnaires were self-administered. A modified version of Oliver's 2010 survey of Canadian catalogers served as the basis for the questionnaire. That's all from me. Thank you. Next, I will pass to my member for the next point.
Based on finding, the researchers has obtained a result regarding the respondent background, RDA awareness, awareness of RDA implementation issue, familiarity with RDA topics, understanding of RDA, and also RDA training topic preference. First, let me explain about respondent background. From the demographic profile from respondent obtained, it shows that more catalogers work in private higher education institutions. As for the work experience, most of the respondents have worked in the library for less than 2 years and also have more than 2 years. Each respondent has an educational qualification at the master and degree level, and only 2 respondents have a diploma. As a researcher, it is necessary to first know the background of the respondent so that the level of respondent match the characteristics they want in their research topic. Next is RDA awareness. The finding found that the majority of respondents who participate in this survey pointed had heard of RDA, which is 95%. Respondents who have heard of this RDA mostly know information about this RDA through website sources. This show catalogers have their own effort to find out this RDA by searching on Google. It clearly proven that the awareness of RDA is expanding among catalogers. Awareness of RDA implementation issue. After we look from this statement, we can conclude that 90% of the respondents are aware of all the RDA implementation issues. With that, this RDA will not have issue by most cataloger when it to be developed, because the issue with RDA that will be faced, the majority of cataloger are aware rather than aware of it. This will not give the cataloger any trouble at all to overcome. The statement above show that none of the respondents are very familiar with the topic of the RDA. In conclusion, the majority of respondents lack familiarity with the RDA. Knowing the respondent level of familiarity with the topic of RDA shows that developing RDA is still at the lowest level, and there is still a lot of effort that need to be done to make it successful. That's all from me. Thank you for understanding of RDA and RDA training topic preference. I will pass to the next presenter.
Moreover, for understanding of RDA, the result shows that more respondents agree that RDA is a set of instructions or rules to describe all types of resources, and the rest has gave a neutral response only. For RDA training topic preferences, 4 respondents were asked whether they were interested in participating in RDA training, has shown that there are more respondents who are interested in participating than the rest who responded not sure. Some of the catalogers mentioned that they would like to improve their skills, knowledge, and explore new rules, as this will affect their work. For those who answered not sure, the main reason indicated concerned the cost of training. While Malaysian catalogers were aware of the RDA, they were only conversant with the fundamentals of the RDA. They were mostly aware of issues relating to the overview and evaluation of RDA, but show little comprehension of other RDA-related topics, such as functional requirements for bibliographic record, which is FRBR. According to the findings of the survey, respondents admit that their fundamental comprehension of RDA was inadequate. The survey also indicated catalogers' RDA training needs and preferences. Most catalogers were interested in learning more about RDA context subjects such as FRBR, functional requirements for authority data, and international cataloging principles. They expressed an interest in attending a 2 to 3 day intensive program to learn more about RDA. For language, the author's use of language in this article is easy to understand and the content fits the topic. It also does not use many words that are difficult to understand. However, in the finding section, the use of the author's sentence seems a little bit confusing in this article, but the author wants to show that there are differences and results obtained from this research. For example, it also put figures of table to make it easier for the reader to understand and see clearly. The author used a lot of abbreviations, but the usage can still be understood by the reader. Next, reference given. The reference given in this article is APA style. The author arranged the reference in a very orderly manner, in a way that is arranged according to the first letter, so it will not be confusing. In addition, the author also includes further reading for the readers. This can provide benefits to the reader so that they can read it when they want to do some research on the topic, such as the elements in RDA, so that the reader can add knowledge and obtain information from other writers as well.
Today, I would like to conclude the presentation. What I can conclude from the article is, this study was found out to learn how Malaysian cataloger feel about RDA. In my point of view, This study similar pattern of finding show that cataloger generally had similar responses to the introduction of new standard. In addition, the majority of respondents knew that RDA will take the role of AACR2. Some cataloger may not have been up to date on the most recent advancement in cataloging if they were unaware that RDA was launched in 2010. It was encouraging to learn that they understood the implementation of RDA will necessitate learning new rules and have an impact on present practice. This can indicate that catalogers are open to making changes to the way they do their work. The result also imply that RDA familiarity is still at an extremely low level. Most catalogers only had a basic understanding of RDA and FRBR. It is important to note that a large proportion of natural replies was discovered, which may imply that catalogers don't comprehend RDA. Besides that, this demonstrates their keen interest in finding out how RDA might alter current cataloging procedure, including how it would impact library resources sharing. Most catalogers favored seminars and the mentor-mentee approach as their preferred training method. Given that the two techniques could offer more specialized and customized learning experience, this could signal that they are seriously committed to learning more about RDA. Last but not least, RDA has already begun to appear in Malaysian libraries. To sum up, positive responses from Malaysian cataloger to RDA installation and training provide reason for optimism that the switch from AACR2 to RDA will go smoothly. I think that's all from our group. Thank you.